Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And Happy New Year! I've got the guys with me, Sam and Kyle. How were your holidays?
All right.
All right.
On the grind as it be.
Still haven't unlocked Spider-Man in Fortnite, as Sam rudely pointed out.
I, as you could probably expect, did not complete Resident Evil Village or Control or any of the
Shocker.
games that I said. I mainly just played Apex Legends, but I did get a VR, so it's good times all around. My back is only just recovering from playing a wee bit too much pistol whip, doing all the dodges and stuff. But
Unfit bastard, man.
all right, it's part of my fitness regime. I got them VR muscles, my guy. So today we're going to be talking about our most anticipated games of the year. We're going to try and limit it this time because we've done a game of the year video, obviously just before the new year, and it went on forever. It was like an hour and 20 minutes long or something like that. So we're going to try and limit it a wee bit this time, and instead we're going to come with one main title each and then one honorary mention each. So that means that probably we're not going to talk about some of the big glaring, like the ones that people are looking forward to. I'm going to imagine Elden Ring won't be mentioned because I don't care. Do any of you guys care?
I've got it pre-ordered, but I don't care.
I ain't got it pre-ordered, but
What is a Dark Soul? I don't know. I don't need it. So yeah, I'm just going to kick things off with what I will assume is probably the one that people don't actually care about. It's just really me, and that's Dying Light 2 for me is something that has been, they've been talking about it for years. I don't know, was it like I feel like it was like 2017 or 18 or something like that. It got announced. I can't quite remember, but it was a long time ago, a lot of delays, big articles about mismanagement and crunch and blah, blah, blah. And obviously all of that is horrific. And then the game itself, though, just sounds kind of cool. Like, it sounds like the kind of game that I don't think I would usually have the time to play. If you have a big, because I was talking about, there's going to be massive events in this where you do something and then that unlocks an entire section of a map. And if you don't, you go the other way, you'll never see this part. And they said something along the lines of like, you only see like 50% of the map or 50% of the game on a single playthrough. So that is a little bit daunting. I think any other game I would have been like, nah, mate, that's not for me. But Dying Light 1 is the shit. I love that game. Get really good. I always say parkour. People always tell me it's parkour. Which one is it? Where do you land in that spectrum?
Parkour.
Parkour.
All
right. We're a bunch of office boys.
Free running
from there. That's my one. There's some free running in this game.
Assassin's Creed.
Well, if you want to get technical for a second, parkour is where you're getting from point A to B as stylish as possible, thanks to Jim's explanation in the office. Whereas free running is just traversing.
Running freely.
Can you do it stylishly in Dying Light? I wouldn't know because I've never played it.
You should fix that. And also, I probably wouldn't. You probably wouldn't know because just in first person, mate. Just see the hands and the feet. But I suppose it is. Feel cool anyway.
At Mirror's Edge, you do it stylish. You just see the hands and the feet, mate. Fuck you.
Yeah, but Mirror's Edge is such a fine, like, you go, oh, yes, it's really cool, but there's only one way to do it. I've not played Catalyst, so
come
maybe it's
on,
different.
bro. You're playing Mirror's Edge wrong then, mate. Playing it wrong.
Nah, but like, it's like, that is literally
this guy's playing it in black and white, where we're playing it with vibrant reds and yellows and blues.
Brightest game ever made, bro.
Nah, but like,
so bright.
Nah, I know, but it's like you just go from one point to the other.
No,
that's all it is, right? But I'm not,
Some didn't collect all the little bags around the level.
I did want those red shoes though. They do be looking sick. Look like I could run fastest fuck boy in those things. Anyway. This game, the first game had some really great like a really great open world in my opinion, really great traversal, really good first person melee combat, and it also had co-op as well, which I really enjoyed. I really liked the day-night cycle, which was like the more dangerous zombies came out at night and they were a bit more docile during the day, and then you were gradually upping yourself to more dangerous kind of enemy factions. And there was also like they expanded it to like new districts, so you had like old town, and then the slump, the kind of shanty area, and then a kind of country map and all this. And it all just built up. It was like a really cool experience. The story was dog shit, I will say, because like it done that cardinal sin where they go, "We're not so different, you and I." And see if somebody writes that, I will never speak to you again. Like I don't want to hear it because it's the worst line to ever be in any form of media. So that happened, and I hated it. But the actual experience of like going about and exploring this world, and it looked fantastic for 2015, I think it came out. So, everything about this game is just that, except expanded. It looks better. It's bigger. It's got like, I think they're putting a bigger emphasis on the world because it's 20 years or so down the line. I'm hoping that they expand a bit on like the day and night cycle, which seems to be coming back. And then obviously there's also the whole like choice system on like what happens and how the areas to discover. So that's pretty cool in my mind. I'm assuming none of you are really caring about Dying Light 2.
It's just Dead Island 3, mate, isn't it?
What happened? Not even Dead Island 3. What happened to Dead Island 2?
Oh, there was Dead Island Riptide, let's be fair.
I forgot about that one. Jesus, how many have there been?
Just those two. There's like a collection in the store that goes on sale.
They
for
haven't
like £4.
officially cancelled Dead Island 2 though, have they?
It's in the ether, so to speak.
Because I remember seeing gameplay at like an E3 or something like that.
That was like 10 years ago, wasn't it?
I never finished the
Jack
first
Blackens?
one.
The first one.
Never finished it. I played like a couple of hours there, and I don't know.
But generally, like the reason I didn't like Dying Light is because it does feel a lot like Dead Island. It does a wee bit. Even just the style, the mission, and I'm not saying that's bad. I actually really liked the first Dead Island when it came out. But we went back and played it when it came out in the PS4. And I was like, "Oh, guys, let's get this." It was like £1. What a throwback! I played it for like 5 minutes. I was like, "This is a bit of shit."
100 pennies wasted.
Yeah, I know. Is Dying Light 2 going to return the 4-player co-op? Is this confirmed?
I don't think that one had 4-player. I had 2-player in the last one, so I'm going to assume that it will come back in some way. But yeah, I mean, I'll move on to one of you guys. What is one of your other your picks?
Who wants to go first?
On you go, mate.
Me, okay. Top pick, Sifu. I've not played Absolver by Slowclap. I've had it downloaded since it was free on PSN, just never touched it. But this, I'm really picking up the vibes that they're throwing down with this game. I feel like martial arts isn't really represented in a lot of like modern video games outside like your fighters, like your Tekkens and your Street Fighter and stuff like that. We haven't had like a proper like martial arts game in quite some time. Like it reminds me a bit of Rise to Honor on PS2. Did you ever play that? It's like a Jet Li game where it's like skate but martial arts. The right analog stick is like your body and you can like control it to do all these like crazy moves. It's pretty cool. So if they're doing that kind of vibe in this, sign me up. Sign me the hell up for it.
Sifu does look pretty fun.
Out next month, innit?
Yeah,
so
not
it's Dying Light.
You know,
just
Can you believe it's been a year since Hitman 3 came out?
That's mad.
That is quite mad. But yeah, Sifu does look good. I'm just curious to see how, like, in my mind, it's like the kind of game I'd play for, like, it's like a contained kind of like 5-hour experience or something, like at a max, kind of 5 hours. Because I feel like looking at it, that's about as much as my attention span on that kind of game would last. But it does look fun. I do plan to check out. It's not a full price game, is it?
That's what I was going to ask.
Like £35 at the minute on PSN.
35.
Good idea. I'm giving this a quick
pretty
Google.
Good for a brand new PS5 game.
I suppose. I think there's a little bit of a slight mislabeling in a way. Like a lot of people are saying hammering home that this is the kind of indie title, and I don't know if I entirely agree with it, like being like fully, like
it's $39.99. I'm sorry. It's $39.99.
Excuse me, if you have PlayStation Plus, it's $35.99.
I don't have PlayStation Plus, mate.
Well, that'd be why. And you get 48 hours exclusive, not sponsored.
Oh wait, no, wait. Sorry, guys, I've made a brutal error here. The deluxe edition is $39.99.
Exactly. So if you want that extra content, you have to shell out for it, Kyle.
Sorry,
all right?
$32.99, guys. Sorry about that.
I won't be slandered on our own show, baby.
So Kyle, which one of your big ones?
The big one for me, if it comes out this year, is Hogwarts Legacy. Part of me thinks it's not going to come out this year. I think we were. I don't know if it was ever the case. We were meant to get it last year, but it was like the midway through the year that it's not coming out this year. We'll talk to you next year, which is when we're going to release it. All we've seen is that one trailer that came out ages ago. We've not seen anything else since.
It's the announcement of the PlayStation 5.
Yes.
The proper unveiling.
What's that? It's like what, coming up to almost a year and a half ago. Something like that.
Aye.
So we've not heard anything from a year and a half outside of that initial trailer, but that initial trailer was very exciting. I think it was actually probably one of the standouts from that reveal. It was something I don't think a lot of people were expecting. It's been, I think there's been a lot of Harry Potter games rumored for ages, but outside of the main, film adaptation games that we had back when they made movie games, there's not really been anything other than the mobile game, which recently shut down, and the other mobile game, which is absolutely horrendous. So this is effectively the first proper Harry Potter game, which is, I think, people who grew up playing those games, like myself, Harry Potter 1, stand for life. It's always some people, it'd be so cool if they took, because even in the fifth game, they built the whole of Hogwarts and you could run around it. The game was still pretty shit, but you could run around the whole of Hogwarts. When you were a kid, I was like, oh, this is so cool. So the fact that we're getting that, and it's from the first trailer, it's going to be a full RPG where you make your own character. They start off at Hogwarts. Shenanigans happen, 20-hour campaign, the end. In terms of, I don't know what I want to see from it other than that. It would be cool if it was a case of it was, go to Hogwarts and do your full tenure. But I feel like it's going to be a single year or so.
Yeah, is this like set before the movies?
Yeah, it's like, it's long before the films, isn't it? It's like a couple hundred years or something.
I thought it was something like that. Yeah,
which is the smart move, I think.
I think as like, it's a shame for me. I feel like, because I've not really got the interest, just because I'm not like a big Harry Potter guy. I know, for example, though, like Amelia he's shaking my head because I don't like Harry Potter that much. Nah.
Come on.
Try wearing specs, mate. Everybody calls me Harry Potter for about 15 years of my life.
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I get a natural disdain for the boy. But like Amelia doesn't play games, doesn't really know how to play games, but she like saw that and was like, I want to buy that game. I want to play that game. Because I think even like, as you're saying, like, even if you're not engaging with the game stuff, like being able to explore through the world itself, like, that would probably, it makes me sad. It's the same thing with the 20th anniversary reunion thing they just had. Like, where's this for Lord of the Rings? I know we've got Gollum coming out and that's kind of cool, but like, I want a big ass RPG Lord of the Rings game. And this Shadow of Mordor. It's like, I like Shadow of Mordor, but like, it's not like the game you're looking for, I mean,
I think with as well, like that's what I'm looking up here. It's Avalanche Studios who are making it, or Avalanche Software, and all they've made for the last 10, nearly 20 years is Disney games, like Cars 3, Disney Infinity, Cars 2, Toy Story 3, which Toy Story 3 game I've heard is pretty fire.
It is good. I had it on PS3. Yeah. It's really good.
Chicken Little, Meet the Robinsons, and now they've been given this huge game which could potentially spawn. I mean, I'm obviously they'll be hoping that if in my head they're going, okay, this is going to be year one, like this could be sequels galore, if that's what they're going to go with. So I think there's a lot riding on it. I think a lot of people have a lot of high expectations. So I guess maybe it has been quite smart for them to just be like, look, we're working on it. We'll show you when it's ready. We're not going to keep doing those. You know what it needs? You know what it needs, Aiden? It needs a Rockstar gameplay trailer. Like, see when they've like, it's coming out in 6 months. Here's the woman's voice, like, go to Hogwarts and steal your friend's brooms, and it's just like a guy around the broom. It's like, it needs that.
Systems, get the sickest broomstick in the game.
Yeah,
I got two things with this game. Like, one, is it going to be different to this supposedly cancelled EA one, or is it that project and they picked it up and carried on with it?
Oh yeah.
And two, can I use my microphone to say spells out loud? Because that would be cool.
Yeah, a VR update, mate. It's not a PS5 exclusive, is it? No, it's not. It's everything.
Wasn't there a Harry Potter Connect game actually?
Mate, it's in my cupboard, mate. It sits back there.
He's just come after playing that.
It's one of the worst games. I know. I get these arms, mate. It's one of the worst games I've ever played in my life. Arms. It's horrendous.
I just want to sit in my flat playing this game and then somebody challenges me to a duel, and I'm like, all right, mate, Reductor, and then kills him.
Wingardium Leviosa.
And again, criticise like you're saying it wrong. But yeah, I think even if the part of me is worried it's going to be some really generic, like I mean the last Deathly Hallows games were these awful generic third-person Gears of War Harry Potter games where you take cover, point one, your one would go like a machine gun. It was horrendous. As long as they get the world right and they spend a lot of time with like the music and like even if the gameplay, whatever it does end up being, if it's just like fun to walk around the castle, and ideally they should take like mechanics from Bully, honestly, and have like you can go to class and stuff like that. They shouldn't. I hope they don't neglect stuff like that. Like, gamers don't want to go to class. Yes, we do. Loved cutting that wee frog open in Bully Matt's class with a Wii remote.
Thank you, Rockstar Games, for providing English class in Bully, because that convinced my mum to buy that game for me. I get to go to school. Look.
Oh man, that's tragic. Well, there you go. Perhaps this is what Bully 2 became. Yes. So I hopefully we'll see. I imagine if we do get a release, probably like a November 2022.
I'd imagine it'd be late.
Release. And then it'll probably come out and it doesn't work, and then it'll be patched in July. Get excited. My pick.
For my honorable mention is Gotham Knights. I'm like, for the moment this game was announced and just everything about it, like I've told you before, leveling systems and shit like that. Like leveling systems and online co-op are kind of like the two hallmarks for me when I'm just like, yes, I can sink time into it. I can play with my friends. And where Marvel's Avengers was a piece of shit game, like, because it just was so boring and it like didn't, it was like, here are the characters in open fields with robots kind of thing. This looks like, so far from what we've seen, it might not be the case. I hope I'm right when I say, though, it looks like they're more taking a stance of like, nah, you're in Gotham City, you're facing some of the most famous villains in this, in this universe. Because we already saw from the thing that it's like Poison Ivy and Mr. Freeze and Penguin, I think, is going to be in it. So you have all of these games, all of these villains. I'm just curious to see like how it can work with the online co-op aspect. Like, how are you going to keep playing in a way? Like, I'm curious to see how that works and how much the combat evolves as you're like leveling up your guy, because it does look kind of Arkham-y. So I don't know.
The bar is pretty low though, like you say. So since Avengers was so shit,
it just has to be like better than that. I think if they put a bit more emphasis in the world itself, because I would have even said that Marvel's could have been fun. Like I put a bit of time into that. And
I was going to say that. I was saying it's dodgy. I've sat and played it all week.
I know. I did fall into it like a bit at one point. I think I maybe put like 25-30 hours into it, but like, it has the good combat system. I think it's just everything else around it. It's just so boring.
Well, it's because it's a free-to-play game that was sold as a.
Yeah, the problem with Avengers isn't the heroes. I mean, apart from Spider-Man, because he's dog shit in that game, but like it's everything around the heroes that sucks. Like they shouldn't have made it like a Destiny style game. They should have made it like more emphasis on playing with your mates and stuff like that. And I think Gotham Knights will do that better.
Well, hopefully that's the case for this. It doesn't have an official release date yet, but it is supposed to be 2022. So Kyle, sorry, Sam, go for Sam. Not skipping the queue here.
All right,
man, come on.
My honorable mention, like surprisingly, because I'm not the hugest fan of this franchise, is Saints Row. Look, Just Cause 4 came out in 2017. I've started playing it again. Somehow it has taken me like 5 years to like this game. That's another thing. I need something Just Cause style in my life, and I feel like this game is going to fill that hole sufficiently. It looks stupid and crazy and like just fun, which is something that GTA Expanded Edition will sorely lack because it's the same game, just at 60 FPS. I'm looking forward to it. It just looks like a good time, and that will have co-op as well. So yeah, it's simple.
Not got much of a relation to the Saints Row franchise. I played the third one, I think.
Second one is fire, my guy.
I remember playing that. Is really good.
I remember playing that in a game station when they had like
Game
the Xboxes
Station,
set up.
baby.
Oh my god.
And I remember thinking like I was driving through a city street at night and the lights in the car and I was like, that's the best looking game I've ever seen in my life. How are they going to top this?
Going
So-
to
And they never
PS2
did.
section and they're like, I'll take the lot, baby. 5 for 20.
So what about you, Kyle?
So my final one, keeping it VR, obviously, is the randomly announced during the meta was artist previously known as Facebook 4-hour stream they did, where Mark Zuckerberg was
4
talking.
hours.
It went on for a while,
Yeah,
I was gonna,
it was
right, I
long.
was-
and then he was like, "Wow, you've been doing so great with Oculus Quest. What else is coming on?" She was like, "Thank you, Mark. Yeah, Resident Evil 4 was great." And he goes, "Awesome. And GTA San Andreas is coming to Oculus Quest." That was it. And then they moved on. They didn't say, everyone was just like, what? It was just 2 seconds like, oh, GTA San Andreas, we're making a port of that for the Quest. This was like around the same time the Definitive Edition came out, and everyone said it was shit. And they're like, yeah, it's coming to VR. So I don't know. I don't know about you, like, I know they did Resident Evil 4 VR and it was good, but I can't even see this in my head, like what that would look like. It would have to be
just
a
can't see because
full
of rain,
remake.
mate.
Well, exactly. Can't see because I've got my fucking questions at batteries, man. You'd have to remake the full game. Like, my worst fear is if they take the Definitive Edition as like their basis and like, right, just stuck that in VR, because people did. I mean, there's a feature I think of Unreal Engine is that you can quickly put it. You can do like a makeshift VR mode. So that would be a bit worrying if like just chuck that in. It needs to be like a full from the ground remake. But I'm excited because it could be good. That's basically it.
Outside of the terrible like port of the Definitive Edition games, though, didn't they done pretty good job of like the first person port into it for GTA 5, because it wasn't just like you're now seeing here instead of there kind of thing. And like they done all the animations and stuff, and I think
Well,
it's solid enough. for
Yeah, and
first
GTA
person
5 has
games,
been
but-
modded on the PC into VR really pretty well. It just doesn't have the
Yeah.
motion controls, which is I mean, the fact that I think that's quite a bold move from, not that I'm saying Facebook or family friendly or anything, but to be like, we're releasing one of the most famously controversial games and it's now going to have full motion controls. Here you go. Like, that's pretty mental, I think. If they go
is-
all the way with it, that's, I honestly, I can't even see that going down well. Like, oh, you can, like, you know what I mean? I mean, it's GTA, the fact you could give this to a kid and he could shoot a gun at anyone. I think this might cause a storm if it actually does come to fruition.
Of course
Taking-
it will. Of course it will.
taking
It'll
those
be
double
fire!
shot skills from Rec Room.
Oh,
know,
no,
has
I
a
don't know how to
double
do that. I
shot.
don't know how to do that, mate.
That-
So
just so is there anything like, just like to throw out some names there? Is there anything that else that's kind of you haven't mentioned that you're interested in picking up across the year?
Well, let me refer to the list very quickly that we
do have a
prepared,
list.
because I did add some. titles.
Excuse me.
Excuse
I
me,
take
I
those up.
added some names on there too. Yeah, Ghostwire Tokyo, the new game from developers who made the Evil Within series. I'm looking forward to that. Evil Within 2 is a really, really underrated game. Really, really
Yeah,
good.
as
So I'm looking forward to playing that.
I'd say, I mean, I feel like I'd be like, we'll get, the whole channel taken down if we didn't at least mention God of War Ragnarok, which is supposed to be coming
it's
out
up there for me.
It's going to be good. I'm really excited for it, but that way it's like one of those safe, like, I
Yeah,
know that'll be good.
I'm trying to ignore it because I want to go into it quite blind.
Yeah,
as
exactly.
well.
Like, I don't need to be excited for it, so I'm kind of happy just been accepting that it's out this year. But I would say probably I'm cheating here. It's between Redfall and Starfield. I don't know why I'm getting excited for a Bethesda game, because every other open world Bethesda game like Skyrim and Fallout 4 has just never gelled with, because I think they play terribly. I'm hoping that if this is a next gen exclusive, is it? I think it is.
Think
might.
so.
Are you sure
I
it's
think it's an
next gen
Xbox exclusive. I think.
Well, anyway, whatever it is, I'm hoping that it like smooths out the gameplay a bit, so it's actually fun to play, because none of the rest of them are. And Redfall, Arcane, but a multiplayer game. I'm very cautiously optimistic about it because I'm a bit
Dead game,
nervous.
mate. Dead game.
I don't know how I
Deadfall,
feel
more
about-
like.
Back for blood too, mate.
So I don't know about that, but yeah. Anything for you, Kyle?
I'll be really quick. Among Us VR, it's going to be class. Honestly, I think that will be. I think that will be a blast. Like, I think that has potential to be really fun. Hitman 3 getting a proper VR port on the PC, so I'll definitely buy all that again. God of War you already mentioned. I think it's probably what I've
Suicide
missed.
Squad Kill the Justice League could be fun. Looks like it could be fun.
I'm
Such a
very,
shit
very
name.
cautious about that. I'm very, very cautious.
Oh, sorry. Peaky Blinders, The King's Ransom. There you go.
Right. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up because we're keeping it nice and short. So thanks everyone for watching. Obviously, thanks for sticking with us over the new year, and happy new year, I suppose, as well, just to say that again. Leave a comment down below. Tell us your most anticipated games, why you are excited for them, or some of the games that you're worried about this year coming. You know, leave your comments, let us know. And as always, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye.